Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the nightcap here between ICC and Wallace. Joined back in the ICC Alumni Association broadcast booth here by Michael Upton. And Michael, we just saw an instant classic in the game before this one between Jones and DMAC. Is that opening pitch brought to you by Guaranty Bank coming your way at 7:27. It goes for a ball. But this has been a great day of softball out at the ballpark.
It has been. We've seen a lot of great games back and forth, a lot of offense up until that third game, which became a nail-biter in extra innings.
There's going to be a slow roller back to the pitcher, throw over in time for the out, as that was Carton, I believe.
Yes, that
starting things off. I didn't reset the scoreboard in between.
That was
innings.
Carton, the right fielder for Wallace, leading off. This will be Phillips, the center fielder, batting second.
So if you don't mind, just take that for a second while I try to.
Be glad to. And on the mound for ICC is Clift pitching. She's been limited in appearances so far this year. Throws that one in there for ball one.
I think I got the scoreboard right now. Yep, just don't have the correct inning, so allow me to reset that, folks.
Top of the first.
There we go. Top of the first inning. There is one out. That pitch in there for a strike, as you mentioned, Clift pitching here for the Indians. We'll try to squint our eyes and get some stats on her in a moment, as she's battled through some early season injuries, but have been able to fight through some of those here of late.
That pitch high for ball two.
So 2-1 is the count here. The fourth game of our quadruple header today, and each one of them have been fun, and each one of them have been different. We had a 5-3 contest, DMAC beating ICC as there's a swing and a miss for strike two. And then we had a shootout between Wallace and Jones. That was an 11-7 final. And then the game that just went final before this one in extra innings, 1-0. DMAC beat Jones in extra innings in an instant classic there as well. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that's going to be a Renaissance Bank strikeout there of Phillips. We'll give you the starting lineups for both squads in the exchange of the inning here. And this should be Wheeler, the shortstop, coming to the dish here for Wallace.
And looking at Cliff's numbers, this is her fourth appearance of the year. Second start. She has an 0-1 record, 16 hits, 15 runs, 12 of those earned. She walked 12 and struck out 6.
That pitch going to miss low for a ball. 1-0 is the count. Well, we do want to wish the best of luck to our friends from DMAC as they'll head back home wish them the best of luck throughout the rest of the season. Also want to say best of luck to our friends from Jones up until we see you guys again in conference play.
Yeah, best of luck except for the 2 games we play them.
Absolutely. As that pitch missing high, 2-0 now is the count. Clift in the circle here. 2-0 is the count here to Wheeler with 2 outs. And that pitch missing high, 3-0 now is the count. So Cliff will step back and try to settle down here. Imagine the red light to be on in this situation here for the shortstop Wheeler. Cliff getting set to deliver. And that pitch, friendly strike. 3-1 the count.
Now Wheeler did get that long solo home run in the first game of the day that Wallace played earlier against Jones.
Wallace had 4 home runs in that game. 3-1 pitch up high for a ball. And that'll be a 2-out walk issued there. And speaking of those home runs, here comes a young lady that had 2 of those, and they were monster shots.
And almost a third, remember, that just barely clipped foul down the left field line. So big batter here.
Yeah, this is Rouse at the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first here in the top of the first. Cliff's pitch, that one's going to be high and inside for a ball. 1-0 is the count here. Wheeler at first. She drew a 5-pitch walk with 2 outs in the inning. Rouse now playing third base, batting in that 4th spot, rightfully so. As she'll await this 1-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike. New umpires in this game, or not this game, they just flip-flop.
Second 2 games.
Yep. And I kind of like it. If that umpire is going to say, yep, like an auctioneer each time there's a strike, I dig it.
It's much appreciated in the broadcast booth.
So the 1-1 pitch here from Cliff, that one up high for a ball. Snap throw down to first is not in time. 2-1 now is the count. Well, couldn't have picked a better weekend weather-wise for these games. It's 7:30 right now, and could get a little chilly. But for the most part, it's been a nice day today.
Good pitch there.
Pitch in there for a strike. 2-2 now is the count here to Rouse. So the Indians looking for the exit here. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the first. No score. Final game of this quadruple header here in Fulton. And that pitch just a bit high. Bounces off the back of the net. Runner will advance on the wild pitch.
I almost thought she had a chance there to get her with the big bounce back, but the ball kind of ran into the umpire.
And that's one thing we've noticed today, or I've noticed today, is the net is extra springy. Of course, it's
brand new.
Yeah, brand new, so it still pulled pretty tight. 2-2 pitch, ripped, and it's a fair ball down the line, and this should score a run.
She kind of held up at first, so there may be a play here at second. Now she gets in easier.
Yep, that will be a double off the bat of Rouse, as that one was just ripped down the line. Nothing the third baseman could have done to get to it there. And that'll go for an RBI double. And 1-0 Wallace with the early lead. So runner does advance to second. Wheeler, who walked, comes around to score. An RBI for Rouse, and now this will bring up the second baseman Taylor to the plate. Still 2 outs here. It's ICC trying to find the exit. Wallace trying to do what they did against Jones, and that was find a lot of 2-out hits and be able to cash in on those opportunities.
In that game against Jones, she reached base 3 times, including a 2-run homer that she hit to deep left center.
So 0-1 is the count here to the second baseman Taylor. Ball in the dirt. Blocked up nicely there. 1-1 now is the count. Of course, we talked about the prowess of D-Mac and Jones being 2 of the top teams in the country. I think both of them ranked inside the top 15. Wallace is a staple when it comes to Division I powerhouse softball over there in Alabama. As that pitch up high for a ball, 2-1 now is the count. And it's one of those that's not a bad trip in between here and Fulton, so it's one of those games you want to play this type of competition because they're the ones that help you get better once conference play does roll around.
Yeah, kudos to Coach Ernest for getting these teams together today.
That pitch in there for a strike. Evens up the count now at 2-2. And it has been. It has been a good day of softball. I know JUCO sports sometimes doesn't get the love they deserve, but if you're a fan of softball, today would have been a good day to come out and catch some action here at the ballpark. 2-2 now is the count. Clift trying to find the exit. That pitch drifts up high, and 3-2 now is the count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There is a runner at second. Taylor at the dish, Word at the plate. Awaiting the 3-2 offering here from Clift. This pitch popped up, right side, going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Remind you that tomorrow night we'll be back in action for sophomore night over at the DEC. Colin coming to town. Big-time basketball games there with conference tournament seeding in play.
Definitely.
This pitch pops straight up and lands behind us here.
New landing deck up top.
Yeah, on the future party deck here at the new facility. Of course, do want to brag on that again for a second. It's going to be the new locker room for the softball team. Both the men's and women's tennis teams, they'll have separate locker rooms. I'm not saying both.
All 3 teams will have their own.
All 3 will have them. Here's a shot to center
goodness.
field. Deep ball, and it's gone.
Adam, that is exactly the same spot she hit a home run earlier against Jones.
5th home run of the day for Wallace. It goes without saying, they've packed their bats.
Yeah. And I know these umpires do a great job of checking every one of them beforehand, but they have got hot bats today.
As that was a 2-run home run, 3-0 now is the lead. Still 2 outs in the inning. And this will bring Word to the plate. She's the first baseman. But yeah, not only that, you'll have the new press box area. We'll have the 2 party decks to the right side of the press box area, an awning here, and plenty of seating. I think they said 103 chairback available here, so those will be on sale next season. Not necessarily going to do that this season, but next season will be on sale for softball family members or anybody that would like to buy those seats. And that's going to be a hit batter. Got her right underneath the armpit. So Word will head down to first. And this is, once again, we saw it, 2 quick outs, and we saw this against Jones with Wallace. They are a good 2-out hitting team, but also does a great job of taking advantage of scoring opportunities when they have them.
And this young lady at the plate went 4 for 4 in that game earlier today. She was just a hitting machine, driving in RBIs left and right.
This is Hollyhan at the plate, the left fielder here in the nightcap. 1-0 is the count. That pitch going to miss low. 2-0 now is the count here to Hollyhan. Unique last name.
Yes.
As you said, you kept saying in the previous broadcast, I thought her name was Holly Hand, but it is Hollyhand as the full last name there. That pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here. Clift in the circle for the Indians. Hollyhand at the plate. There is a runner at first. That is Word, who was hit by a pitch.
It does get better at him. It's Haley Hollyhan.
Haley Hollyhan.
So the H's keep going.
Yes. Whew. This ball fouled off the netting over there at the third base dugout. 2-2 now is the count. Good to her parents. Haley Hollyhan. I like that.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're
alliteration,
watching.
not tongue-tied.
Yes.
They might be in the stands. We got a good crowd from Wallace. It's been a good crowd all day from all kind of supporters.
So 2-2 is the count here. Hollyhan at the dish trying to guard the plate here. Pitch on its way. He put the hand out as if he was going to call it strike 3, but instead calls it a ball. 3-2 now is the count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at first. We're here in the top of the first. Cliff's pitch on its way. Swung on, grounder, back to Cliff, knocked it down, and not going to be able to get to it. And now they're going to try to get it back to second, and they couldn't apply the tag in time. I'm going to have to go to Game Changer, see how they want to rule that one. So,
yeah,
this is going to be a gift this
questionable.
season. That was a tough play there.
Could have been considered routine, but it did come at an angle, so we'll see what they say. Meanwhile, she'll pitch now to Foster, the designated player in this game.
And they are going to go E1 on the play. I was thinking the same thing, but I have been told time and time again I am the meanest person when it comes to errors in baseball and softball. So I always try to question myself as that first pitch in there for a strike. This is Foster at the dish. Fouls that one off, and
The catcher's going to need just a second now. Walk that one off as it hit her in the thigh.
teammate's going to come in and check on her there, and going to try to shake that one off is McLean. Umpire's going to come up and talk for a second. And she says she's good. 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-0 is the score here in the top of the first. We'll give you the starting lineups in the exchange of the inning here. Foster at the plate, Clift in the circle. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A Renaissance Bank strikeout there, and that was a big one as that gets the Indians out of the jam, but not before the Lions could put 3 runs on the board. We'll keep it here as we mentioned, and we've already introduced you to the first 8 batters of the inning. Well, Michael, let's go ahead and talk about the starting lineups for both squads, and let's talk about the Lions of Wallace first.
Sure. So who you saw in this inning leading off, there was the right fielder, Carton. She was followed by the center fielder, Phillips, and the shortstop Wheeler batted third. Rouse, the third baseman, batted cleanup. Taylor, the second baseman, batted in the 5th spot. Ward, your first baseman in this game, batted 7th. 8th was Holly Hand, the left fielder. 7th was Holly Hand, the left fielder. 8th, and ending the inning there, was Foster, the designated player. And batting 9th, when they come back around again, will be Hall, the catcher. The flex position for Wallace in this game is Simon, the pitcher.
That is your starting lineup there for the Lions, and now for ICC. This being brought to you by Coke. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination. Coach Ernest, Coach Hulk, hope they've got that same winning combination put together here in the final game of the evening.
All right, Adam, leading off tonight for ICC is going to be the shortstop, Hallie Turner. She'll be followed by the center fielder, Sammy Day Jones. And batting third will be the third baseman in this game, Jesse Smith. Batting cleanup will be Tyree in the designated player position this time instead of catching. Batting 5th is going to be Emma Rose Thompson, playing right field. Shaw, who pitched game 1, will play first and bat 6th tonight. McLean will be catching, batting 7th. Martin, the left fielder, will bat 8th. And Cooper, the second baseman, will round it up in the bottom of the order at the 9th spot. The flex position for ICC is the pitcher, Clift.
And that is your Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineups for both the Lions and the Indians here in the nightcap. 3-0 is your score. We'll head now to the bottom of the first inning, where it'll be Turner, Day Jones, and Smith due up here for the Indians. 2 out hitting by the Lions. Pushed across 3 runs there in the top half of the inning. ICC going to see if they can answer the bell here in the bottom half. Simon in the circle. At first pitch, missing for a ball.
We saw her go about 2 1/3 innings, or maybe 3 full innings in that first game against Jones. And she gave up 5 in the bottom of the first and looked like she was in trouble, but she came back and was very sharp for the next 3 after that.
First pitch missing for a ball. This one fouled back off the hands of Turner. Even up the count now at 1-1. We've talked about it today. Great crowd has been here at the ballpark all day long. Appreciate everyone that's come out to support the teams, but we do want to thank those that have watched all day today. And we do want to welcome those ICC family members watching, but also say a special hello to those watching in support of Wallace this evening. 1-1 pitch. That pitch fouled off, back and out of play. 1-2 now is the count. Get the crowd mic back on as whoever that was whistled. Gave me quite the fright. Make sure I was awake. 1-2 is the count here on Turner after that foul ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs as Turner starting us off here in the bottom of the first. That pitch missing high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs here, bottom of the first. Technically the second game of the day here for ICC. 4th of the day for this quadruple header. This pitch pops straight up in the air. Catcher's going to go back, going to try to find it. And nearly did. Heck of an effort there by the catcher. She just
got spun around and kept twisting.
Yep.
And kind of got her feet underneath her as she tried to make the last effort to make the catch there.
Yep, and that was tough because you look at the way she turned her glove. Had she been able to turn it upright, would have been able to reel that one in. But she had to, the way she twisted, she had to flip the glove upside down, I guess you could say, and try to backhand it, if you will, on the catch. So
gives Turner another opportunity here to stay alive. 2-2 count.
So waiting the 2-2 pitch here. That pitch missing high for a ball. 3-2 now is the count.
Well, as a leadoff batter, you definitely want to get on base, but if not, you at least want to work the pitcher, and she's doing a good job on this at bat.
Day Jones is on deck here for the Indians. Count full now here to Turner. Awaiting the 3-2 pitch from Simon. And it's a walk. Good at bat there by Turner.
Definitely, and you always want to get that leadoff batter on every chance you get it.
Well, the way she kind of checked up for a second, I thought he might have called a late strike, but instead it was the fact that she dropped the bat in front of herself and nearly tripped herself.
These things happen.
So now this will be Sammy Day Jones, the center fielder, coming to the plate.
She went 2 for 3 in the game earlier today, including a double and a single.
And so she'll try to dig in here and see if the Indians can start a rally here, trailing 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Lays the bunt down. It's going to be a foul ball. That one just did not take the spin the Indians were looking for.
Looked really good off the bat, and then it just sliced left. Kind of like my drives in golf.
Yep. I got to give Sammy Day credit. And I hope I'm not telling tales outside of school here, but last year, Coach Ernest kind of questioned her effort on a home run ball at Pearl River. They thought it was one that she could have went back and possibly robbed if she would have made a jumping effort at it. Well, that pitch missing outside for a ball. Don't know if anybody saw it, but on that home run that Taylor hit, it was a no-doubter. Well, she went all the way back to the wall and made a jumping effort, even though it was already gone. So she's
can't be accused of no effort on that play.
Yeah, she's not going to make that mistake again. 1-1 is the count. No outs and a runner on first here. Tried to bunt at it, attempted, and that's going to go for strike 2. Good pitch there on a bunt attempt. If she was able to get something on that one, just would have either been fouled or popped straight up in the air. So now the count goes 1-2. No outs. Turner is at first after drawing a walk to start the inning. There's a shot that's going to be over the head of the shortstop. Nice hit there by Sammy Day.
She keeps her good day at the plate going in game 2. Pushes a runner over to second, so no outs. Runners in first and second.
So now this will bring up Smith to the plate. And this is where you got to be careful, too. We've talked about the bats of Wallace. Well, Jessie has been red hot at the plate as well, as she has hit 4 home runs in the last 3 games. No outs. Runners at first and second. The third baseman Smith at the dish here for the Indians.
She got that big 2-run homer in the first game of the day against D-Mac.
Takes a healthy chop at this first one, and then, a break for the Indians. Is that one in and out of the glove of the catcher there, man? Tough break there for Hall.
You don't get an error on things in foul territory, but that's one that was in her glove and just popped right out. So
yep,
good for Jessie. She'll get another opportunity here to drive some runs in.
So you got to make the best of this situation here after that gift from Hall, who dropped what looked to be a routine pop-up behind home plate. Smith hammers that one. It's foul, and now the count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners on first and second. We're in the bottom of the first inning here. 3-0, Wallace with the lead. It was a RBI double by Rouse and a 2-run home run by Taylor. That's the difference in the game right now. So Smith at the plate. She'll dig in with an 0-2 count. Simon in the circle getting set to deliver. That pitch goes high for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. We talked about basketball on Monday, sophomore night against Colin. Tuesday, we'll have that midweek non-conference tripleheader. East Central, who I think coming into the weekend was is undefeated on the season.
Wow.
And Coahoma coming to town. That's on Tuesday, weather permitting. If that one is played, we'll have it again here on the Red Channel. Time taken by Smith. And so we'll reset with a 1-2 count. Not supposed to have anything Wednesday. And basketball on the road Thursday. And I think baseball, softball throughout the weekend as well. Smith takes a healthy chop at that one, fouls it back, 1-2.
Yeah, just a little bit late on that, but got enough to keep it alive, keep her bat going.
So 1-2 is the count still here on Smith. Runners at first and second, 3-0 Wallace with the lead. We're in the bottom of the first. There's a shot. Third baseman finds it. It's going to touch one, throw over the side, and that will be a Little Caesars double play. Just a tough one there.
Heck of an effort by Rouse.
As Rouse come up, made the tag. And so in the blink of an eye, 2 away there thanks to that Little Caesars double play. Dave Jones does advance to second on the play. And now this will bring up the DP, Riley Tyree, to the plate. With now 2 outs in the inning. Boy, that was a big-time defensive play there by Rouse.
First and second with no outs, and then they suddenly get into this with 2 outs and runner only at second. Kills that momentum that ICC was building on top of the order.
And so this is Tyree. She is the DP batting in the 4th spot. Fouls off that first pitch. 0-1 is the count. That pitch right down the middle there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and runner at second. Wallace trying to cash in after that double play to get out of the inning with no damage done. Swinging and a miss, 4 strike 3. That is a Renaissance Bank strikeout and big defensive play there for the Lions to get out of the inning with no damage done. 3-0, Wallace with the lead after 1 complete. We'll take the timeout and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here's your Little Caesar slices and sticks. Half Italian cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza.
It's the world's greatest combination.
Carl? How could you?
Sorry, PB&J. I wanted to try new things.
Oh, no. 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 No!
Have some for yourself.
Yes.
No! Get hot and ready slices and sticks for $6.99. Walk in and walk out between 4 and 8 p.m.
Pizza.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back now as we shift now to the top of the second inning. 3-0 is the score in favor of Wallace. And tell you what, they have been opportunistic with the long ball today. It was a 2-run home run off the bat of Taylor along with a RBI double by Rouse. Makes it a 3-0 contest here. We're joined by Dr. Allen, coming up to check out some softball right now. As it will be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for Wallace in the top of the second.
It's Hall, the catcher. She went 0 for 4 in that game earlier against Jones.
She takes that first pitch for a strike. Well, she had two tough plays, and her glove denied her a couple of times on a couple of plays that she could have recorded some outs on, but no damage was done. So that pitch goes high now. 1-1 is the count here on Hall. After Hall, we'll flip it back to the top of the lineup. It'll be Carton and Phillips due up after that.
Ooh.
And did she foul that one back, or did it hit her
It
hand?
grazed her, but it was after she made the swing, so she's not going to get a hit by pitch because of the swing, but it did catch a finger, looks like.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
She's holding it.
Sound like a knuckle. I don't know how familiar you are with those type of sounds, but that hurt. So with the timeout on the field, we're going to take the timeout with them and be back right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back. Good job by the home plate umpire and the coaches to come out there and give the young lady a chance. As Hall, give her a chance to kind of gather herself after taking a foul ball off the fist. As 1-2 is the count. You hope it's not her. Well, you hope one is not a serious injury, but you hope it's not her catching hand either.
That's true. As
Being
the
a catcher, yeah.
That does come into play.
So the 1-2 pitch on its way. That one missing high and outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here to Hall. She's starting us off in the top of the second inning. 3-0. Wallace with the lead. Good to see that she was able to stay in the game and kind of shake that off. We're waiting for the 2-2 offering here from Clift. This one hit hard to the gap, and it's gone. Ooh. Another home run by Wallace, and that one may have even hurt her hand even worse.
They have been living on the long ball today. Adam, that's number 6 on the day, is that right?
It is.
Second of this game. And really breaking out of somewhat, I say a slump. I mean, she was 0 for 4 in game 1, gets hit by the ball, and then turns around and sends one out there toward the Natural Science Building.
She said, you hit me, I hit you back. As she sends that one out to left center. The second home run of the game, third hit of the game. All hits have been extra base hits here tonight.
That is true.
And so with no outs, 4-0 now. Wallace with the lead. We go back to the top of the lineup here in Carton. Slap hit, foul back off the net, strike one. I was so used to saying out of play because that would have typically got out of play back in the day. But the new nets now will, as you say, will also help speed up the game because it keep a lot of those foul balls in play.
Yep. Might cut down on costs from balls that have to be shagged and reused.
A lot of positives about the new setup here. Of course, as we talked about, it does knock out a bunch of birds with one stone. You know, we're getting the One, we're getting a great new seating area here. Fans can enjoy. We've got the chair back seats, I think upwards of 100 plus chair back seats. But we're also getting multiple locker rooms, as that's going to be a diving catch a catch out there in left. As that was
it's going to be Martin
out there in left field, catching that on a dive out there.
And folks, if you missed the catch she made in the game earlier, be watching online. I'm sure Adam and the guys will have it up, because it was a truly amazing catch that she made out in foul territory in the game against DMAC earlier.
So now with one out in the inning, no pressure on that. Hopefully I got it. If not, it's on Ralph.
True.
So one out, nobody on here, as this is going to be a shot foul for strike one, as this is Phillips, who struck out swinging in her first at bat. But we'll go back to kind of talk about stuff like that. We've got it'll have a medical area for trainers. It'll have a locker room for women's tennis, a locker room for men's tennis, a locker room for softball as well. Kind of like a little gathering area, I guess you can say, up front for recruiting. And then
nice lobby for recruiting that'll feature, trophies and accomplishments for all three of those teams.
And the good thing is, we're going to talk Dr. Allen into next time we have a quadruple header. We're going to put couches that fold out in the press box so we can just go to sleep and come back to work the next day.
That, along with maybe he can man a grill up on top of the party deck and cook for us.
Oh, yes.
When we're out here for 4 games.
We'll have the 2 party decks as well. So it's going to be a great top-notch facility here at ICC. We do encourage you to come by one day, drive by, not only look at here, but just check out everything going on at campus right now. We've recently added Magnolia Hall, which has been a great addition to the college. We're finishing up the Student Activities Building here shortly, and that's a new project, as there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. And right now I believe we're renovating the inside of Monroe, and then what's the other building across from TIS where all the classrooms are?
Oh,
Tech Ed. Yeah, so putting in a lot of growth, a lot of great things going on here at ICC. As that pitch high for a ball, we do want you to encourage you to come out, spend some time with us out here, and check things out here on the Fulton campus. A lot of great things going on the Tupelo campus as well. Got the new administration building recently finished over the last, 3 or 4 years out there as well, 5 years? 3?
It's 4. We opened it.
And we got a new truck driving spot. As there's going to be a ground ball back to Cliff, and she'll throw it over for the out number 2. Now, here's the real question on the truck driving. You think they'll let me jump behind the wheel and test it out every once in a while?
I hope not.
I drove out there on the college car one day, and I withheld from doing any donuts or anything.
That was Dr. Allen over there. As he said, whenever I said, can I drive out there, he kind of turned pale a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
So with 2 outs now, that pitch is going to be high and inside. This is going to be, is this Wheeler? Yes, Wheeler at the plate. She walked, eventually scored on that double by Rouse, who is on deck. As that pitch missing 2-0 now is the count. Michael, how was Phillips retired? Or is this Phillips here?
No. Phillips was 1-3.
1-3. That's right.
This is Wheeler.
It's been a long day.
And we switch back and forth between different teams every game, kind of keep all your stats straight. And who'd you saw do what earlier?
Yeah, so if I say something, I might be just talking about a whole different game. 3-0 now is the count here. As this is where ICC ran into that trouble last time. There was 2 outs. Wheeler drew a 2-out walk, and then the bat started heating up for Wallace to be able to place those 3 runs. They've already got 1 on the board here after a solo home run. As that pitch at the knees for a strike, 3-1 now is the count.
Yeah, that middle part of their lineup, in both the games that we've seen, they've just really a lot of hot bats right in there. Wheeler, Rouse, and Taylor all having home runs on the day.
So waiting the 3-1 pitch here. Pitch is on its way. This one popped up deep. Is this another one? It is. My goodness.
Her second of the day in 2 different games, but still.
Another home run. Second of the inning. And Wallace, my goodness.
They're eating their Wheaties, taking their Flintstone vitamins, whatever it is, they're
whatever
doing
it is, yes. Whoever is in charge of hitting at Wallace State, well, they're doing a good job. That is the 3rd home run of the game, 7th of the day, I believe.
Yes.
For Wallace. As Natalie, student photographer, is going to call it a night here. Appreciate Natalie coming out and taking photos for us tonight.
She always does a great job.
My buddy Steve Diffie, he's upset at me. She was thinking about either coming here or going to Holmes, and we put a hard sell on her on the opportunity she would have here with not only us, but also CJ and community relations, and, well, we won that battle.
And she has been a fine asset to our campus this college year.
That pitch just a bit high. Ball 1. As this is Rouse. She had a double that drove in a run last time. She also had 2 home runs in the last game. Almost 3 home runs in the last game. Just missed one by about 6 inches that went foul. Ball in the dirt, 2-0 now is the count.
Cliff may need a moment to catch herself here after that home run. She throws one high, throws one low. So McLean walks out, kind of slow it down, get her the ball back, let her think for a second.
And it's like we said, she fought through some injuries to get back to this point of the season. Didn't have much of a fall, so she's having to put a lot of pressure on herself to get back into the swing of things here. So one of those just kind of remind everybody to say, hey, just take a deep breath and refocus as that pitch missing low for a ball. 3-0 now is the count here to Rouse.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet. Rouse has a pretty unique pre-hitting routine.
As that pitch high for a ball, and she'll head down to first with the walk. Yes, it's very routine one. She does the same thing each time, but it's very cat-like, I guess you would
just kind of moves the bat in certain motions. And I want to give a shout-out to one of our special viewers who's watching it tonight, Miss Kerrigan Bates.
Okay.
She and her family got to come out earlier and watch some softball this afternoon, but got a little late for them. They had to go home, but I understand she is watching us, so we're very grateful for Kerrigan watching tonight.
So with 2 outs here in the inning, a runner at first. That pitch going to drift a little high for a ball. Was that Kerrigan that was up here earlier?
Yes.
It was. She was very confused why we were letting people watch at home instead of coming out to the ball game, but we do appreciate Miss Kerrigan for tuning in. As I said, very pretty name. Is that pitch high for a ball? 2-0 is the count. Runner at first. There is 2 outs here. It's 5-0. That's right, 5-0.
Yes.
Add that
second
other
home run there.
That pitch missing low, 3-0 now is the count.
And unfortunately, that's 7 straight balls now that Clift has thrown after the home run. So she needs to find a way to get out of this inning.
Well, imagine the red light to be on here. It was, and that's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks now as this will bring up Word to the plate. She was hit by a pitch in her previous at-bat. So a chance to just come out and kind of talk to Clift here for a moment. You can just see by the way she's talking to her catcher right now, she's very frustrated with herself, unable to find the strike zone here. So hopefully just a chance to gather herself and get refocused. 5-0 is the score. We're in the top of the second. The final leg of this quadruple header today. Remind you to join us tomorrow night right back here on the Red Channel for basketball. Colin coming to town. It'll be the final home game of the regular season. Sophomore night will also honor Coach Grant Pate, who is coaching in his final regular season game at the DEC. Is that pitch high for a ball?
Very special night for him. Grateful for all that he's done for our program here. He's been a fantastic leader.
Of course, that's going to be a big basketball game there because ICC trying to get in that top 8. Top 12 teams make the tournament. As that pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 now is the call. But if you get in that top 8, you don't have to worry about the Massey ratings because here's the crazy thing, and I'm going to
explain this to me once again. I'll
Okay.
try to understand it for the 5th year in a row.
So that pitch in there for a strike. Well, here's the crazy. So top 8 out of the state plus the Louisiana champion. So that's 9 seeds that are automatically in. The Louisiana champion is in the top 1 through 9 based on their Macy rating. Well, then after that, it's the Macy rating that picks the final 3 spots for the tournament. Here's the kicker. That opens the door for a team to make the tournament
with the worst record
that has not even won 10 games. And that is very well going to be the case this year in women's basketball. As right now, if the season were to end at this moment, Jones, who may have 4 wins on the season, not very many wins on the season, Jones will come to ICC for the opening round of that playoff game, meaning there's teams that will have 15-plus wins on the season not making the tournament. So just a little interesting as that'll play out over this next week. Of course, we've got 2 games left. ICC will host Colin in men's and women's game on Monday and then travel to East Mississippi on Thursday, and that's a big game there for both.
Yeah, must win both. Last I looked, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but last I looked, the men were in the 8th spot, and the women were in the 5th spot.
The problem with the men being in the 8th spot is there's like 4 of the teams in that 8th spot as well.
Yeah, I didn't mention the fact that there's kind of a log jam for 7 through 10, but
and it just speaks to how difficult this season has been. It's like we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll just continue the conversation here about basketball, but you look at it right now, ICC in a tie for that 8th place in the conference. Well, they've beat the number 1 team right now that's leading the conference. So anybody can beat anybody on any given day here this evening, or you say in basketball here. New pitcher in the contest, a Guaranteed Bank pitching change. Let's take a quick break and come back and look at those numbers right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Guaranteed Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranteed Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, as we do have a Guaranteed Bank pitching change here. This is going to be Shaw coming in to the contest. And if I'm thinking right, she's going to inherit a 3-2 count.
Yes, 3-2 count with 2 outs.
So if this is a walk, the walk will actually be credited to Clift in this situation.
That's always another odd thing to me in baseball and softball, that you can change a pitcher in the middle of a count. You know, for an injury you get it, but change in the middle, always makes it kind of weird. So Clift moves over to play first base.
Yep.
With Shaw shifting from first to the pitcher circle.
3-2 is the count. This is Word, who was hit by a pitch and hurt only at bat so far. Runners on first and second, they'll go. And that pitch missing low. So that will be credited to Clift on the walk. And now bases are loaded. Can't close the book on her yet because the runners on the bags belong to her. And this will bring up Holohan, who reached on an error in her only at bat. Is that pitch in there for a strike from Shaw?
We saw her bat be very hot earlier today. She went 4 for 4. Got several RBI in her game versus Jones.
And a big-time opportunity here for another RBI situation and really open the door on this one. There's a ground ball up the middle. Found by the shortstop. Boy, that was a tough play for Turner. As the runner flashed right in front of her, she was able to scoop that one up and get out of the inning, but not before 2 more runs have been put on the board there by the Lions. 5-0 is the score. We'll head to the bottom of the second and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We head now to the bottom of the second inning. ICC trailing Wallace 5-0 here after, well, Wallace has been bringing their hitting sticks today. They've had 7 home runs. I don't know if Wallace may want to start playing their games here as well as they've hit the baseball this afternoon. As Simon, they're making her job a lot easier as a pitcher. You know you've got bats that have got your bat like they've had today. It allows her to feel like she can make a few mistakes and take some chances getting after that strike zone here. This is going to be Emma Rose Thompson, the right fielder at the plate. Swings the first pitch she sees, fouls it back. Off the netting, strike one.
She reached twice in the first game of the day. She got a single and was hit by a pitch.
0-1 is the count here to Thompson. That pitch missing high and outside. 1-1 now is the count.
Made some good defensive plays as well out in our blind spot from where we're sitting, but does well out there in right field.
1-1 now is the count here to Thompson. Emma just pops this one up back. She's another one of those bats that if once she gets hot, she can do a lot of damage in a hurry. Saw that last year during her freshman season. Seen it a couple of times this season. She's one of those that you just know anytime she comes to the plate, she can make something good happen. So waiting now, the 1-2 pitch here to Thompson. And that pitch missing outside for a ball. 2-2. So the count evens up at 2-2 now. It'll be Emma Rose, Shaw, and McLean due up here in the bottom of the second inning.
Oh.
And that's strike three. They're going to say she swung at it, and
that just looked bad.
So the ball came in and hit her. And they're going to say she did swing at the pitch, and that's just going to be an unfortunate strikeout there. She was trying to get out of the way. And so that'll be a Renaissance Bank strikeout. As we said, just an unfortunate one there. More of a self-defense type move that carried the bat forward, and it did break the plane for a strikeout. And so that'll be out number one. So now this will bring up Shaw to the plate. Started the game at first. Is now pitching. Swings on this one, pops it up. Shortstop's going to run back and will squeeze it for the out. Out number two. And now this will bring McLean to the plate. Well, this game has a much slower pace in the previous game. It was a 1-0 win by DMAC in 8 innings. The two pitchers combined for over 20 strikeouts in that game. So Wallace looking for that third out here as they're up 5-0 here in the second. That pitch in there for strike one. There's 2 outs in the inning.
So this is McLean's first at bat today, as she did not play in game 1. As Tyree caught and batted in that one.
So 0-1 is the count here to McLean. Looks at that one, missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on here. We're in the bottom of the second inning. ICC trailing at 5-0 here to Wallace. I want to check tomorrow and see where Wallace is nationally in home runs. Is that pitch missing low? We said they've hit 7 today.
Well,
see how many they have as a team.
Coming into today, I can tell you.
2-1 is the count, 2 outs. Indians trying to spark a 2-out rally here. Simon's pitch on its way. This one fouled back, and we'll go 2-2.
Wallace came in today with 15 as a team.
I can believe it. They nearly got half their production today.
Rouse already had 2, so she goes to 4. Taylor had 4, so she goes to 5. Wheeler had 3, she goes to 4, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember who the other ones. Hall, maybe her first of the year.
2-2 pitch. Fouled off, and that one off the pole. Back into play. Well, they say every time you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something you've never seen before. And, well, at the end of the day, finally seeing something I haven't seen out here before. That's a foul ball off the light pole. That's next to the dugout.
Thought that was going to go right out to those fans that have been tailgating there all day. We've had some fans out there as well, and light pole protected them.
So 2-2, still the count here. That pitch high. 3-2 now goes the count here to McLean. She's catching, batting in that 7th spot. If she were to reach, then Martin would be up next for the Indians. Waiting for the payoff pitch here. This one popped up. Third baseman giving chase. It gets out of play, and we'll stay at 3-2.
Just working on getting her timing just right. Just putting everything off to the left there. In that same area.
It's a little confusion after the umpire kind of switched the ball that the catcher tried to keep versus grabbing the one out of the glove, and she just would not give him the ball. And he finally said the pitcher has the ball. So waiting the 3-2 offering here. Pitch on its way. And that's ball 4, just barely missing. Good eye on the part of McLean. Good at bat as well to draw that walk as she fouled off 3 or 4 pitches. And draws a 2-out walk, and now this is going to be Martin, the left fielder, coming to the plate. Probably, I'm not going to say probably, she is the fastest player on the team.
Yes.
She's had an in-the-park home run this season. She hit at Snead. And she has got tons of speed. Shows bunt, pulls back, but it's in there for a strike.
Leads the team with 8 stolen bases, including the one she stole in the first game today.
She's got an 0-1 count here. 2 outs and a runner at first. ICC trailing it 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. (0-1) is the count. That ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely there by Hall. Good to see that she is able to stay in the game. She is still in the game, correct?
Yes.
After taking a foul ball that you just heard that hit the knuckles. And if you hear that sound, it's painful. Not one you want to hear at the ballpark. 1-1 now is the count. And that one's in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. got a runner at first here. We're in the bottom of the second. Wallace leading it 5-0. Simon taking plenty of time here and wants to take time and will get it. Apparently wasn't on the same page as the catcher there.
Yeah, she was down into a ready position when she asked for time there.
So wait to the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike three. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Third of the game. As that will end the second. 5-0. ICC trails it. We'll take the timeout with them and be back with more right after this.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Here's your Little Caesar slices and sticks, half Italian cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza.
It's the world's greatest combination.
Carl? How could you? Sorry, PB&J. I wanted to try new things.
Oh, no. 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 No!
Have some for yourself.
Yes.
No! Get hot and ready slices and sticks for $6.99. Walk in and walk out between 4 and 8 p.m.
Pizza, pizza.
Thompson.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the third inning. We do have a quick change in the ICC defensive alignment here, as Thompson will move from right field to first base. Clift will move from first base to right field as we start the third. 5-0 is the score. Wallace with the lead. As that pitch in there for a strike, as this is Shaw in the circle. Technically, the second batter that Shaw has faced, even though she did come in with a 3-2 count to Ward. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. English is tough. As that pitch missing outside for a ball. But that walk was credited to Clift. Then she got a ground out 6-4 to end the inning to get out of that jam. 1-1 pitch on its way. This one popped up. Center fielder Sammy Day Jones going to cruise in and squeeze that one for out number one. Well, anytime you hear a crack of the bat and the ball in the air here, you got to hold your breath when Wallace is at the plate. So we talked about 7 home runs in these 2 games. And, well, actually, look at it. In a game and 2/3.
True.
So with 1 out in the inning, this is the number 9 batter, Hall, who had a home run as she takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count.
She came in and powered that out after being hit in the hand. Recovered enough to send one beyond the fence.
That pitch high for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Big cut and a swing, strike.
Big swing and a miss there. That pitch missing low and outside. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. This pitch popped up. Center fielder is going to drift over and make the play for out number 2. So 2 away now after that fly ball chased down by Sammy Day Jones.
Keeping her busy out there.
There's going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be booted by the first baseman as the infield was in. The middle of the infield was in. So that's going to be a 2-out error on the play. They just took an awkward hop, an unfortunate hop, if you will, and got away from Emma Rose there. And now with 2 outs, this is going to bring Phillips to the plate. (0-2) is the count. Or no, excuse me, 2 outs.
2 outs.
No count, as this is a rip, and it's going to get past a diving shortstop, and that'll put runners on first and second. And, man, how many times can we say it tonight, Michael? 2-out hitting has been money for Wallace.
They know how to get 2-out hits, and they know how to put the ball over the fence.
And that is usually a pretty good recipe for success.
And I want to go back and check something while you keep going. It makes me think how many of those home runs today came with.
Yeah, and this is going to be Wheeler, who just had a home run. It was a solo home run. It came with 2 outs in the inning as well.
Mm-hmm.
As she stands in, takes that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 is the count.
It looks like a good three of their home runs today came with 2 outs.
Matter of fact, 2 of the 3 that they've had in this game have come with 2 outs. So 0-1 is the count here to Wheeler. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners at first and second here for the Lions. They lead at 5-0. Wheeler at the dish. Takes a healthy chop at this one, fouls it back off the netting. 1-2 now will be the count.
She and Rouse are sitting tied at 2 apiece on the day. You know, if they might have an internal competition going.
Maybe.
One of them wants to break that tie.
It's a good competition to have because it has sparked their bats today for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wheeler at the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a walk and a home run. That ball gets away and runners will advance on the pass ball. So they'll just get a little bit closer there. And so now they'll get a new ball in here for Shaw. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Wallace trying to do what they've done all day. Come up with a clutch 2-out hit here. The Indians trying to find the exit. Awaiting the 2-2 pitch here from Shaw. That pitch goes high. Now the count will go full, 3-2.
Good job of McLean to keep that one down and not get over her head.
So now Shaw will take a deep breath and get set to deliver this pitch. Full count. And that's going to be ball 4, so now the bases will be loaded here as they quickly zipped it back down, seeing if they might be able to catch the second baseman napping, or excuse me, the runner on second napping, but she dove back without any issues. And so that's a walk issue there, so now bases are loaded, and this is not the person you want to have bases loaded coming to the plate here if you're the Indians, as this is Rouse. She had a double, she's walked, and she's had 2 home runs, almost 3 in the first game of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Takes that first pitch high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count. Bases full of Lions here. And this one popped up. Left fielder will come in and make the play, and the Indians get out of the jam in a big way there. 5-0 after 2 complete. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ankle sprains are one of the most common sports injuries, with an estimated 25,000 occurring every day in the United States. Sprains can happen with any sport, including just walking across the yard. Ankle sprains are most common in ball sports such as basketball, soccer, volleyball, and others. As with any injury, your body quickly sends blood to start healing the process, which leads to the swelling. Rest, ice, compression, elevation, known as RICE, is a good way to treat an ankle sprain. This decreases the swelling, lessens your pain, and allows your body to heal the injury. Studies have shown that the sooner you return to activity, the better and typically the faster you will recover. Depending on the amount of injury to the ligaments, it may be days, weeks, or even months to return to high-intensity sports. Sometimes recovery may be slow, but if it gets better day by day or week by week, you are on the right path. If the ankle seems to stop improving and you just can't get back to your activities, then it's time to come see us at the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. Remember, our story is you.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as like we're having possibly some changes made here. Hold on, you take over.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. Moving now to the bottom half of the third inning. ICC coming to bat. This is going to be Cooper, the second baseman, her first at bat of this game. Healthy cut. Simon gets her to swing just below one there for strike one. Adam Gore will be back with us in just a minute. Had to step away to work on a technical issue. So we'll keep play going here. Simon gets her pitch, looks in. Kind of a running attempt there by Cooper. Umpire calls her for strike two. So quickly in an 0-2 hole. Shows bunt, pulls back, looks at that one, takes ball one. So the count on Cooper is now 1-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. ICC has only had 3 base runners, 2 of those by walk, 1 by hit. Rolls that one out to the second, but foul ball. Just got a good run on the foul ball. So the count on Cooper will remain 1-2. We appreciate everyone that's tuning in for us for this nightcap game of our 4 games today. Swings and misses on that one. So Cooper goes down swinging on strikes to start the third. This is the 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Simon of Wallace State. And this will bring ICC back to the top of the lineup. This is Hallie Turner, your shortstop. She walked in the first inning, but was tagged out on a double play situation. So she'll look to get on base for the second time in this game. Takes strike one on that outside knee corner. Simon continuing to work ahead of our players. Work ahead of the batters. Looks the pitch call. Delivers. That one's going to float up high. Even up the count 1-1. Pace kind of a little bit slower than we've had most today, as Adam was saying. All right, the 1-1 pitch. She gets a hold of that one, chops it up the middle, bounces off the glove of the shortstop, and it keeps rolling, so she's going to go to slide in for a double. So Turner getting on base, taking advantage of the ball bouncing around and getting all the way to second. Shortstop had to go a long way there. I don't think you'd quite call that one an error. And just the fact the ball kept rolling allowed Turner to keep moving. She never checked up at first base. Made a good turn, allowed her to get in. So ICC looking to get on the board here, cut into this 5-0 deficit that they look at. And so this will bring Sammy Day Jones, the center fielder. She had a single back in the first, was left on base. She takes that one for strike one. See if she can't do something to move Hallie along and get her home, get ICC on the board here. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss there. Gets Jones to chase one. It's a little bit on the outside. So Sammy now finds herself an 0-2 hole. Going to have to work to protect the plate here. Want to take advantage of this opportunity with a runner on second. Shows bunt, pulls back, gets a hold of this one, lines it right to the third baseman who gets Turner out. The second double play of the game that she has fallen victim to, and that is just, the brakes are just not going anywhere for the ICC Indians in this game. So after 3, Wallace leads 5-0. We will now go to the top of the 4th inning in just one moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the game. We now move to the top of the 4th inning. ICC down 5-0 to the visiting Wallace State Lions. Shaw, still in the circle for ICC, is set here to face Taylor, the second baseman. Taylor hit a home run in the first inning, then walked in the second. So she's seeing the ball very well in this game. She takes first pitch outside for ball 1. Shaw looks in, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Nicely down the side for a strike. Evens up the count 1-1. Taylor part of that dangerous middle part of the Wallace State lineup. That one in for a nice strike on the corner. Puts Shaw ahead, 1-2. Look and see if she can't find an opportunity here to finish her up quick. Be nice for the Indians to get a 1-2-3 inning and get back out on the field. After getting knocked out of consecutive innings by a double play, it They just got to find that something that's eluding them right now in this game. Taylor gets a hold of that one, flies it deep, and that is gone. Her second home run of the game.
Insane just how good these bats are for Wallace.
It just keeps happening, and that gives me the third Wallace player on the day with the 2 games combined that have multiple home runs now. Rouse, Taylor, and who am I leaving out? Rouse, Taylor,
Wheeler, maybe?
And Wheeler all have 2 on the day.
Appreciate you taking over. Had to jump in some.
Yeah. We told everybody you had a technical issue to take care of, and unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately, you didn't have to see another. You didn't have to see poor Hallie Turner being caught in a second double play in a row.
Oh man.
Just unfortunate the line out to the shortstop, who quickly threw it to second base, and they doubled her up for the second inning. So this brings Ward to the plate. She was hit by a pitch and walked, so she's been on base twice tonight. She was left on the bases both times.
That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. Shaw in the circle. This is Word. She is officially no at bat. Hit by a pitch and walked. She's got a 2-1 count on her here. 6-0 is the score in the top of the 4th inning. Reaches out, touches this one, and a nice running catch out there in left field by Martin. And so that's out number 1. So now this will bring up Hollenhan. Haley Hollenhan, the name of the day.
Hollenhan, yeah. She's cooled off a little bit in this game. Reached on an error and then grounded out.
So that pitch low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count here with 1 out in the inning. We said Wallace, a traditional powerhouse in Alabama, and they're in the Division I level of softball, and JUCO, ICC, and Des Moines and Jones are all Division II schools. And don't look like Wallace has missed much of a beat from last season to this season. That pitch missing low. 3-0 now is the count. So waiting the 3-0 pitch here. That one in there for a strike. Taking the whole way that time was Hollenhan.
And going to make him earn it in that situation.
So 3-1 is the count. That's a hard hit ball right back up the middle, and that'll go for a single.
It's almost like she knew where that pitch was going to come, because she just swung right and nailed it off the end of the bat. That's the way she looked in the first game of the day, just striking those singles left and right.
And so
definitely raised her batting average today.
So this should be Foster, I believe, coming to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a fly out to center. Getting some more balls into play here. Outfield a little wet, but I believe dew starting to settle in a little bit as well here as we get later in the evening. It was a day that started at 11:48 as that pitch in there for a strike. It's now 8:49.
It's just a short time ago.
Yeah. It's been a good day of softball. We do appreciate everyone that's tuned in today on Let'sGoICCTV.com as well as made their way out to the ballpark as this pitch has popped up, and Shaw finally called him off that time and makes the play as first baseman was coming in, and I think lost it for a second, did Emma Rose. And luckily Shaw was able to find it, call her off, and Rose retreated back to first just in case to cover the bag. And now there's 2 outs. So with 2 away now, this is going to be Hall at the plate, who's 1 for 2 on the day. Coach Andy Kirk checking in.
He has been a trooper. He has been on it all day. I think he checked in the first game and in this game as well.
Snap throw down to first, not in time. Well, I'm surprised he's watching.
You think it's past his bedtime or something?
Well, no, it's... Okay, no, this makes more sense now. So he said, I've watched an LSU women's basketball game, a baseball game, a softball game, midway through a second softball game while y'all have been on the air on my iPad. So he is stuck with us. He is multitasked like crazy today.
You know, retirement for a coach is rough, isn't it?
It is.
Get to watch all these games from different sports.
1-2 pitch on its way from Shaw, a little off speed. Good job of reaching out and finding a piece of that one by Hall. Fouls it off and keeps the at-bat alive here.
Now, if he likes watching LSU women's basketball, we should get him to come up here and dress like their coach one day.
Yes.
Mullaney?
Mulkey.
Mulkey. I'd like to see Kirk in a Mulkey outfit.
I'm kind of disturbed by that thought. No, I'm kidding. 1-2 is the count here with 2 outs. Indians trying to find the exit here. 6-0 is the score. Wallace with the lead. That one fouled back off the head of the catcher and the mask of the home plate umpire. And apparently that one cut the ball. As
somebody's got a hard head.
That one's going to be sent back to the dugout. Count will stay 1-2. Coach Kurt says retirement is highly recommended. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first here for Wallace. Hall is at the plate. That pitch missing low. 2-2 now is the count. He also says it's not going to happen with the outfit. I think that might be a good fundraiser, though.
I think, yeah. We'll have to work on this. All fair. We'll have to work on him.
2-2 pitch. Fouled forward. It's a live ball. Throw down is in time. Nice job recognizing that and getting the out, retiring Hall 2-3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th, 6-0. Wallace with the lead. ICC coming to the plate. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next?
What's next? What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action now as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC trailing 6-0 here to Wallace in the nightcap of this quadruple doubleheader. You know, the more I watch this Little Caesars commercial, at first I was like, man, that pizza looks really good. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich looks really good right now. I might just be hungry.
Well, look, we've been out here for, what do we say, 8 hours plus today.
Yes.
You start seeing these food commercials. I feel like I need to be going to a certain bank and go eating certain food.
So ICC trying to spark a rally here as this pitch popped up and out of play for strike one. This is Jesse Smith coming to the plate. So Smith, who we talked about, has had a hot bat coming into this game. Andy would love for her to re-find it here. That pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, Adam, she has that same kind of power potential that we've seen from Wallace all day. In fact, she got a big home run in the first inning of the game against DMAC earlier today.
So waiting the 0-2 pitch here. Swung on and missed for strike three.
Got her to chase that one low and away.
That's the way it is. Usually whenever you're just not having a good game, sometimes you end up chasing a pitch like that, and that was the case there for Smith. And like I said, you can't fault her because she swung the bat well coming into this game, and her bat betrayed her there. So they strike out, and this will bring Tyree to the plate. Tyree will dig in. Swings the first pitch she sees, pops it up, and that will be reeled in foul territory for out number 2. And now this should be Thompson coming to the plate with 2 away.
Started in right field, now playing first base. She struck out to lead off the second inning.
2 outs in the inning, nobody on here. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Fastball missing inside maybe?
A little low and inside both, I believe.
So 1-0 is the count. Simon has been sharp, but she's had the bats to back her up today, so that gives her a good pitcher a lot of confidence when she knows she's got some runs to work with. As that pitch up high for a ball, it allows her to get a little aggressive, goes after the batters a little bit more than she may normally do so in a tight ball game. 2-0 is the count here to Emma Rose. So Thompson will dig in here. That one in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count to Thompson.
Wallace does have another pitcher up in their pen. Just starting to get loose. Throw. Can't quite make out that number. Not a lot of light on there. Her hair is on the back of the jersey, so can't tell you who that is at the moment.
So Simon getting set to deliver the 2-1 pitch here. That one missing low and outside. 3-1 now is the count. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 3-1 is the count here to Emma Rose. That pitch in there for a strike. 3-2 now is the count here to Thompson. So the count goes full with 2 outs, nobody on base here. 6-0, Wallace with the lead in the bottom of the 4th. So waiting the pitch here from Simon. Big, healthy swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up with the fastball. Strike 3. And a 3-up, 3-down inning there for the Indians. We'll take a break, come back with the 5th. Be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back now as we shift to the top of the fifth inning. 6-0. Wallace with the lead here over the Indians. And looks like maybe a new right fielder.
It's like number 4, Jory McKnight.
No, that's in left field. That's still.
I'm talking about the.
Oh. No, this is number 4. That's Jory McKnight is for us.
Oh.
Yep. That's the reason why I knew that number sounded
Yeah, that's
familiar.
why it didn't look right. No, it's still Carton.
Is that first pitch in there for strike? This is Shaw in the circle. That one just missing. 1-1 now is the count. Thought I saw number 5 go out to right field.
Oh, you mean defensively? My apologies. No, 12 is.
So is Cliff still out there?
Clifton's still out there. Sammy still in center.
Tamaya still in left, swing and a miss there for strike 2. 1-2 is the count. You've got Smith over at third. You've got Turner at short. Cooper at second. And Emma Rose is still at first. And Shaw.
Maybe you saw the 5 off of her as she turned.
So the 1-2 pitch coming here, popped up, and a nice grab there by Shaw for out number 1. So that was Carton. My numbers could be off as
it
I
is
was
Carton.
out. Okay.
It is Carton. Now, would you say a line out or pop out on that?
Line out, pop out. Just a soft out.
Yes.
And so this is Phillips now at the plate.
Correct, the center fielder.
Is that pitch in there for strike? 0-1 is the count.
Phillips is 1 for 3 in this game. She got a single back in the third. Reached second on a pass ball, but was stranded there.
As this pitch popped up, foul territory. Martin giving chase and will camp underneath it for the out. Good hustle.
Indeed, she has worked hard out in left field today.
She went on the long run to be able to reel that one in for out number 2. And here comes Wheeler. Wheeler is 1 for 1 on the day with a pair of walks, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and a home run.
Not a bad line.
So she'll dig in with 2 outs and nobody on here. And that pitch in there for a strike. Well, this is where Wallace has done a majority of their damage today. Has it been with 2 outs? And I'm not trying to sound like a broken record here, but you just got to give credit where credit's due.
And with their 3 through 5 batters as well, which now we get to. Wheeler batting in the third spot.
That pitch in there, 0-2 now is the count here to Wheeler. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Is that pitch missing low? Not a bad spot to miss. See if you couldn't get her to chase one if she was to make contact. Just would have been a routine ground ball right back up the middle. 1-2 now is the count here to Wheeler. This one popped up left side, is going to get out of play. Boy, that was a long, deep foul ball.
It's out there by the, what you call it, that water contraption or?
Yeah, the valves.
Yeah,
the
little box out there that controls the water system.
That was a deep fly ball that was well foul, but would have been well out of the ballpark had she straightened that one up. 1-2 stays the count, though. Pitch missing low and outside. 2-2 now is the count here to Wheeler.
One of our tailgating fans is going to pick that up and get it back into us for us.
Got to be careful. That hill is slick over there. We had some rain coming in, but had a beautiful day yesterday, and it's been a great day for softball today weather-wise as this pitch popped up. Martin's going to give chase and will make the grab. A snow cone catch out there in left to end the inning. 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
what's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back now as we shift to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 6-0 in favor of Wallace State. It'll be Shaw, McLean, and Martin scheduled up here in the bottom of the fifth. Shaw started the game at first, eventually moved into the circle, taking over for Clift, where she has been since. Clift went to first and then eventually out to right field. As Shaw will start us off here in the bottom of the fifth. Still
Simon pitching.
Yep. So Simon has gotten a lot of run support today, but she has done a solid job as that one heading towards Coach Ernest, and she's going to move a little bit further out of the way this time as that one was blistered down the line there. Matter of fact, Coach KB is going to get behind the net over there. Don't know what she said to Shaw, but Shaw was coming after her that time.
She's staying over there out of the way. It was a very acrobatic move to stay on her feet as she dodged that one. So kudos to her for not tumbling over like I would have.
Oh, yeah, I most definitely would have fell and probably barrel rolled a couple of times after getting hit. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs as Shaw is starting us off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Game 4 of 4 this afternoon here, this evening, today.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.
That pitch just missing. 2-1 now is the count here to Shaw. So 2 balls and 1 strike. No outs with Shaw starting us off here in the bottom of the fifth. Shaw hammers that one. Third baseman off the glove. Shortstop finds it. It's going to try to throw it.
And she overthrows. But Shaw will stay at first.
That was just an impressive play there. The shortstop even had an opportunity to make a throw on that one. It wasn't close. But what a heck of an effort by the shortstop coming in after the ball was deflected by the third baseman. And
I think it's an E5.
E5. Again, just waiting for Game Changer to update. I was thinking an error too, but again, as I said,
we don't want you to get, I would have taken the blame on that one. I don't want you to get unjustly accused of harshness.
Yes, that's what people say. They're like, because somebody told me, like, Gore, you just got to think of it this way. If you can't make the play, then they can't make the play. And I told him, I was like, if that's the case, there's no such thing as an error in baseball or softball, because I can't make any play. Is that pitch in there for a strike? This is McLean at the plate. Indians with a runner at first as Shaw reached on the error.
We did have a pinch runner come in for Shaw.
That is number 8 in for the Indians.
Lakeland Nichols.
So Nichols coming in to run here. Feel like that'll just be an offense for defense switch. bunt laid down, but foul. Good idea that time. Kind of caught the defense off guard.
Yep.
Unfortunately, just couldn't execute it.
Runner was going.
So 0-2 is the count here to McLean.
She's catching in this nightcap game for ICC.
So 0-2 is the count. No outs. Runner at first. Nichols running in place of Shaw over at first base. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-2 is the count. Ball gets away from the pitcher, but not far enough away for anything to happen there.
No, Nichols remaining at first, not even looking. Of course, Hall had walked her back to begin with. Before that, ball got away.
So 1-2 is the count. And that pitch just missing low and inside. 2-2 now goes the count. Two balls, two strikes, no outs. Runner at first here for the Indians. They trail at 6-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And that one missing low. Nice job here after falling behind the count to fight back and force the count to go full.
She worked her similarly in the second inning when she drew a walk there as well.
So 3-2 is the count here. Indians trying to spark a late rally, trailing this one 6-0. That one's fouled off. And this time Coach Ernest tries to make a play on the ball, but just can't come up with it. So we'll sit at 3-2. Martin on deck here for the Indians. Bottom of the fifth inning here. Indians trying to rally back. That one fouled off once again, so she's there just a little bit early.
Yeah, just everything off to the left there. Got to get that timing just right.
So McLean, who walked in her only at bat so far, got the 3-2 count here. And she did go strike three. Well, the umpire took a second, said she did commit to the swing, and that'll go for out number one. So one away now, and this is going to bring Martin to the plate. Bottom of the fifth inning, runner at first. Nichols, who is running in place of Shaw after reaching on the error. Tamaya will dig in here. She's been active in a lot out there in left field here in this game as she shows bunt, attempts at it, can't get it to fall. Strike one. 0-1 is the count.
Defense pulling in just a bit, looking for a bunt or something similar. Slap hit.
Yeah, it's one of those darned if you do, darned if you don't. If you charge in, she's going to swing like she did there. Misses, though. 0-2 is the count. If you stay back, then she's going to try to do a little push bunt down the third base line. But finds herself in an 0-2 count here. No balls, two strikes, one out. Runner at first here for the Indians. They trail 6-0. Swing and a miss for strike three. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts as we will now flip it back to the top of the lineup here in Turner. Or excuse me, new batter coming in. Nope.
That's Cooper.
This is Cooper.
That is the seventh strikeout of this game for Simon.
Yeah, I was looking ahead. She is batting in the ninth spot. I missed what she did in her previous at-bat.
She struck out leading off the third inning. So she's already been a strikeout victim once.
First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 is the count. That pitch missing low, 1-1 now. Goes the count here to Cooper.
Nichols still sitting over there at first base after she came in as a pinch runner.
Pitcher's shoe is untied, so I'm going to come out and tie her shoe real quick. That might be the only thing that has really given Simon an issue today is the shoe. She has pitched extremely well. As we mentioned, when you can pitch good and have the run support that she's had this afternoon, makes the job and the life of a pitcher a lot easier. 1-1 pitch on its way. This one popped up. Third baseman is going to give chase. It's going to get out of play.
I'm seeing a pattern in this inning. Everybody's trying to hit something at Coach Ernest.
And you're right.
I don't know what's been, like you said earlier, what's been said, but
she is still.
Everybody since she's not gone back into that protective area now.
She's still tucked away over there behind the netting of the visitors' dugout. 1-2 is the count. And that pitch paints the corner for strike 3. And that will end the inning. ICC puts a runner on but can't get anything going. We'll head to the 6th. But before we do that, we're going to take a timeout. And be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This is a place to create your future. And when you get here, you realize you're not alone. You meet new people and make connections. It's not always about knowing exactly where you're going. Sometimes it's about finding your own way. It's working together to build something bigger than ourselves. It's hard work, but lots of fun. We come for the quality education, but we leave with an unparalleled experience. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank, we're more than a bank, we're a community.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, now as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Shaw still in the circle here for ICC. And I've got Rouse, Taylor, and Word scheduled up. Of course, that is, unless there's any changes that have been made here.
Coach Ernest need to re-enter defensively for the pinch runner.
Yep, so she'll get Shaw re-entered in the game here. Good catch before that first pitch. And the umpire immediately awarded her time there. And then Rouse, she digs in like she normally does and then accidentally put dirt on the plate. She looked at the umpire and said, "I'm so sorry." So now we'll get set to start to the top of the 6th inning. Rouse fouls this one back, strike 1.
A lot of bat speed as she came around on that one.
Yeah. Big time bat speed, as we talked about. Every time she makes contact, it's one of those you just kind of.
If you look at her, she's not overly muscular or overly big player. She's got a good swing and good mechanics, and she just can stroke the ball.
I was going to say she can generate that bat speed and has good control of it. A lot of times you see people just swing and it's wild. It's not anything that's on that plane, but as you said, it's a good, just trained swing. You can imagine she probably, like a lot of college players, went to a lot of hitting coaches, but whoever was her hitting coach, well, they need to use her for advertising it. She has looked sharp this day as that pitch high and outside for a ball. But, yeah, that's the thing. She can generate a lot of speed, but a lot of times people can generate those bat speed, can't control the bat, but once she gets locked in, she's locked in. 1-1 now is the count. As this pitch pops straight up in the air, And nice play there by Emma Rose coming in and collecting the out in foul territory. She didn't have a whole lot of room before she ran into the net. Kind of threw care to the wind that time and collected out number 1. This is still.
So bring up Taylor.
Taylor coming to the plate. She's had a good day.
2
for 2 with a couple of home runs and a walk.
If you consider that good, yeah.
3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And she took a healthy swing at that one.
He wanted another one, Adam.
So she was looking for the hat trick. She took a healthy chop there, just couldn't catch up with it. 0-1. Now is the count.
She's back in the box this time.
That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here. Is that pitch in there for a strike? 1-2 now is the count here to Taylor. So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Shaw. That one left short. 2-2 now is the count. I invite you to visit letsgoicc.com where you can find schedules for all of our sports going on right now, even the teams that aren't in their official season, in their spring season. So that one missing. 3-2 now is the count.
I believe women's soccer got their spring season fired up on Friday afternoon. They played a couple matches.
Yep, they beat Meridian and lost, I think, to Mississippi College, which, I mean, losing to a 4-year program isn't anything to sneeze at.
Not at all.
This pitch pops straight up in the air. Smith drifting over and can't find it. And I think lost it in the lighting there. So when it went up in the air, you kind of heard her say, can't see it. And an unfortunate break there as Jesse lost that one in the lights.
Yeah, not the first player tonight to have that happen. We've seen Hall for Wallace lose one like that. A couple others here as the day drags on into the night.
And so 3-2 is the count here. Smith can't get her visor fixed, so she's going to run it over and hand it to the third base coach from Wallace. Good show of sportsmanship. She grabs that one instead of just chunking it on the ground. As that pitch fouled off, we'll stay at 3-2. She is not from the school of gore. I would have reached out at it and then just moved my hand and been like, oops. No, I'm kidding.
Chunked it into the bullpen.
That's a total Jim Ingram move. That's not a gore move.
Yeah, you know he would. He's like that.
So 3-2 is the count. There is 1 out here. Nobody on. 6-0 Wallace with the lead. And that's going to be a walk.
Speaking of Jim Ingram, I'm a little disappointed we haven't heard from him today.
Well, it's the weekend. He is enjoying some time with Miss. He's getting focused on tomorrow night's basketball game.
True.
Because what he don't realize is almost 10 hours worth of talking today. He's going to do a lot of talking tomorrow night. You may want to
Put him to work.
You may want to tip him off on that when you see him at the office tomorrow.
I may.
When he comes in about 2. He's most definitely not listening, or he would have already texted us by now.
Comes in for 2 hours of coffee, then starts up about 11.
Snap throw down to first, not in time. My goodness, Emma Rose, healthy.
Yeah,
double tag.
Double tag. I mean, swiped once and swiped back just in case she lifted her hand before asking for time. Not a bad idea.
Like that first pitch went for a ball. This is Word at the plate. She is 0 for 1 today. She's been hit by a pitch and also walked. 2-0 now is the count after that pitch missing low. So 2-0 is the count here to Word. She's playing first base here. And she's going to get one off the end of the bat. That's going to be over the head of the second baseman. Just one of those that got just enough of it that Cooper couldn't make a leaping play, and that'll go for a hit, the first hit of the day for Word.
Like you said, Adam, just off the end of the bat, you hear that little thunking noise as it just blooped out over the second baseman.
And Lions coach looked like they might be sending in a runner.
Pinch runner, I believe,
because
because Holly Hand is at the plate to bat. So 16. That is Cheryl. We saw her pinch run in the game earlier today between this Wallace team and the Jones team.
And for people who are wondering, you're up 6-0, why are you putting in a runner in this situation? Well, she represents the potential game-winning run in the mercy rule. This is 8 after 5 as we're here in the 6th. 1 out in the inning, and this is going to bring Holly Hand to the plate. She is 1 for 3 on the day. She did reach on an error in her first at-bat, had a single her last time up, swings on the first pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count here to Holly Hand. That pitch missing low, 1-1 now is the count. Foster is on deck. Runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. That pitch drifts high. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second here in the top of the 6th. Indians would love to turn a Little Caesars double play here to get out of this inning with no damage done. That's going to be trouble if it's fair. And no, it's a leaping catch out there in right field. I said if it's fair, but it's actually well fair. It was struck well. And that's just going to be a line out. A great play out there. I believe that was Clift out in right field.
Very smart move by the base runners not to take it off, because that she also got the ball back in the second very quickly.
Is this still Foster, number 17, coming to the bat? The umpire barked something. I don't know if he said new batter coming in or what.
17.
For Wallace.
No, this is Lauren Brown.
So this is going to be.
No, I'm sorry. I picked up the wrong one again. Yep. 17 is Peyton Bailey. She was pitcher in their first game against Jones.
So getting the at-bat here with 2 outs in the inning. Checks that swing high for a ball. Well, again, we do want to thank the grounds crew today. They've been a busy day, a long day for them as well. And John Wayne and the rest of the physical plant working to get it where we can host a home game here this season instead of having to play in Tupelo. Not knocking the fact that we had to play in Tupelo. We greatly appreciate the folks out there at Tupelo working with us to be able to get a couple of games in our own area. But it's good to be back home. 1-1 pitch, swung on a miss there for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count here on Bailey. Shaw looking for the exit. Wallace looking for that 2-out hit they've been so good at today. Awaiting the 1-2 offering here. This one popped up. Shallow. Martin comes in, though, and makes the play for the out. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Back with more right after this.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99. Pizza, pizza.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
We've got a Guaranty Bank pitching change coming up here in the bottom of the sixth. Michael, tell us about the new pitcher.
This is going to be number 12, Lily Boswell, coming to pitch for Wallace. She's a freshman pitcher, her 8th appearance of the year. She has 1 win, 3 losses, and 21 innings pitched. She's given up 19 hits, 5 runs, 4 of those earned, has walked 8 and struck out 16. Also see a few other defensive changes for Wallace State, if I can see the numbers as they turn. It looks like number 25, Jaden Foster, has come into play second base. And the shortstop is a new person as well. I just can't quite get the angle on her.
Try to see if Game Changer will pull it up. I learned a new thing about Game Changer.
Laura Lee Wheeler, number 7.
They have
shortstop.
AI play-by-play.
Interesting.
It is to listen to.
They've also brought Brandy Phillips in, number 6, to play center field. And the right fielder got out of my view before I could catch her number, but it looks like they're doing mass defensive substitutions here. So we will do our best to record all of those as we move along.
Back to the top of the lineup here. This is going to be Turner at the plate. Stands in, takes that first pitch for a strike.
Turner, unfortunately, has been on base twice, but has been the victim of 2 double plays whilst on base.
That pitch high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. She doubled her last time up.
Correct, doubled in the second inning.
So 1-1 now is the count. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
There is the outstanding and ever-present Chris Burrows checking in with us. Not to be missed before this day ends.
Absolutely. We need Brother Chris to come join us for a broadcast. There's going to be a grounder and ow. That is going to be an E6, and that's going to be a painful one. Hopefully she is okay as the ball just ran up her glove and popped her right in the chin that time. Teammates are going to come over and check on her, and I'm hoping maybe it just kind of glanced at her and not hit her square in the mouth, because that was you heard the pop.
As we were saying, that is Laura Lee Wheeler, who just checked into the game.
Okay, looks like she's maybe
watching that neck area.
Caught her underneath the chin, so that's good. I mean, not good that she got hit, but it was one of those, I'm afraid the way it came up, it might have did some dental damage. So,
Brother Chris saying that he's enjoying the nice ground camera angle today. I know a lot of people have commented on that, so if you've had thoughts on that today, please let us know.
As this is Sammy Day Jones at the plate. Takes that first pitch.
She's 1 for 2 on the day with a single, and then did ground into that line into that 6-4 double play that ended the third.
So looking to redeem herself here. Shows bunt, lays it down. It's a good one. And she's going to be safe, and the runner's going to be safe at second as well.
That is the fastest rolling bunt I've seen in a while, but very effective as it slices its way between the pitcher circle and the third baseman who was coming in. So very effective there. Advances Turner over to second.
And so a nice job there as ICC trying to get something going here in the bottom of the sixth. They trail at 6-0. No outs. Runners at first and second. Smith grounds one to the shortstop. Looks to the third. Doesn't have a play and will get the out at first, 6-3. But the runners do advance in that situation. And so now this will be Tyree coming to the plate. So Tyree will dig in with an RBI opportunity here. ICC trying to
best opportunity we've had tonight. Only 1 out. Runners on second and third here.
One out. Runners at second and third is up to mention. Tyree takes a healthy chop at that one. Fouls it off for strike one. Well, that's going to be one thing we're going to try to do is once the stadium gets settled, I guess you can say, is add some different camera angles. And this pitch is going to be popped up and it's going to go out of play. And hopefully one of those is going to be a camera that tracks the ball.
Oh, that'll be nice.
The only problem is I'm going to have to get a touchscreen TV just to be able to switch between all these cameras.
You need some more toys. If you've never seen the booth that Adam runs here, it's quite interesting to see all the equipment.
That pitch high and outside, 1-2 now is the count. It's funny how life kind of comes full circle sometimes. I volunteered to do this back in college, back before they had it set up this way, but never thought I would actually ever use that. Now look at me. Look at us now. 1-2 is the count. That pitch high, fouled off, and we'll stay at 1-2 once again here to Tyree.
Yeah, you never know. You walk into a booth one day to get out of the cold, and somebody hands you a headset. 4 or 5 years later, you find yourself out here for a 9-hour day.
Yes.
So volunteering can lead you to all kinds of wonderful places.
Very true. 1-2 is the count. Tyree hammers that one. It's going to get through, and the Indians are going to put a run on the board.
They just hold Sammy at third. Nice shot there by Tyree.
So Tyree with an RBI single as that scores Turner. And it's now 6-1, and this is going to be Emma Rose Thompson coming to the plate. Runners on the corners here for the Indians.
We do have a pinch runner coming in for Tyree. That is going to be
Clemens.
Number 9, Clemens.
She gets out there dancing. If you're ever around around Clemens and you can't smile when you're around her, then you're not enjoying life. She's one of those kids you love to be around, high energy, always positive.
I was behind her in that last game over in the stands area, and yeah,
and you never know what you mean
exactly.
Say.
Yeah, but a lot of energy. We're meeting on the mound here for the Lions.
Come out and talk to the pitcher, make sure everybody kind of gets regathered here with this first and third situation, a new runner coming in. One out in the inning, and this is going to be Emma Rose Thompson. Well, if Thompson can make some serious contact here, we'll have a whole new ball game, and she's got that ability. Runners on the corners for the Indians. Ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely. Runner will not advance in that situation. 1-0 is the count.
Yeah, Hall has played her position well today behind the plate.
Been very impressed with her. 1-0 is the count, one out, runners on the corners. And Emma Rose, boy, she tried to put that one to the football field. She took a healthy chop there. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, one strike, one out. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. They trail it 6-1 after an RBI single by Tyree. Thompson tries to go down and chase that one, couldn't find it. Got to kind of shorten that swing up a little bit.
Yeah, now 2 strikes for sure. Got to do that.
1-2 now is the count. There's a hard hit ball. It's going to get through. That's going to score another one.
Clemens had to choke up just enough to see what was going to happen there, so she only gets to second base. But an RBI single for Emma Rose.
Well, nice piece of hitting there by Rose. Back-to-back singles now. Both of those pushing a run across, and ICC trying to quietly sneak back into this thing. Still one out in the inning. And this is going to be Shaw at the plate. Runners at first and second here for the Indians. Shaw's got a few long balls this season. And swings at that one, missing. Strike one. Well, she's not in line for the decision right now, but could really help the cause with the base hit.
Yeah, anytime you're out there, whether it's your decision or not, you want to add those runs and give your team the best opportunity both on the mound and at the plate.
Off speed, missing high. 1-1 now is the count. Some of the fans making their way towards the vehicles where it's a little bit warmer. I mean, I can see where it's a little chilly. They ain't got the extra insulation like I do. 1-1 is the count. Shaw chases the high heat, couldn't connect on it there. 1-2 now goes the count. So Shaw will dig in, having to guard the dish here. Runners at first and second. That pitch goes high. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Got a lot of speed over there at second, so anything down to the outfield will score a run here. Checks her swing. They're going to appeal.
I think she held off.
Yeah, she held off.
And really, he's not at. I mean,
he's not an angle
not
to
faulting
see.
him, but that is the worst spot for umpire to try to be appealed to on a check swing.
He basically showed safe as if she didn't go, but he kind of just puts his hands out like, really? You think I'm going to see that? Yeah. So count goes full now at 3-2 here to Shaw. And she draws the walk. Nice job.
Yeah, ICC got something going here, trying to take advantage of this new pitcher coming in and have put 2 on the board and now have the bases loaded. Only 1 out.
So it looks like we might have a runner coming into this situation here for the Indians. Well, the Indians, do they have a little bit of magic left in them here late in the game? Bases loaded.
Okay, she waves it off after talking to the umpire, so I guess there's not going to be any.
It might be one of those situations she was thinking about putting a runner in for Thompson, but because Thompson has, I think, been ran for already today, she wouldn't be able to re-enter.
Gotcha.
Or maybe it was Shaw. Somebody. There's been a lot of substitutions. So you can
Shaw had already been run for in the 5th inning.
Yep, so that may be what it is.
Nichols came in for her then.
As that pitch is going to be high for a ball. This is McLean at the plate. She's 0 for 1 with the walk.
A great opportunity here. Bases loaded to really help the team.
That pitch high.
But he calls a strike.
Ooh.
I thought the same thing. I noticed that you had turned to mark it on the scoreboard, and I was like, well, that's a strike.
1-1 now is the count here to McLean. Looks like Wallace is sending someone in to start getting loose in the bullpen. That looked like a carbon copy of the last one. This time called a ball. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded here. And couldn't check her swing. And that's going to be strike 2. 2-2 now is the count.
Really working with those high pitches.
Martin on deck. There's 1 out here in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases full of Indians. That pitch high for a ball. And now the count goes full. No place to put her.
Big pitch here.
We're in the bottom of the 6th. ICC trying to rally here. Down 6-2. And there's strike 3. Good job coming back and finding the zone there. McLean goes down looking for out number 2. Well, those, if anything, you want to go down battling in that situation, but unfortunately, is going to get
We're going to bring a
call for the strike.
Bring Avery Wolf in here, I believe. I saw her.
Yep, and that is going to be Wolf
6
out.
out.
So she'll replace Martin, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Going to try to bring in Wolf. Wolf heading to Belhaven next year. Another one of those good kids we've got on the softball team here. Don't know I ever heard her speak other than the time we interviewed her for signing with Belhaven. That pitch, ooh.
Another one that's
up a little bit,
being called a strike.
Like I said, he's been consistent, though, calling those. 0-1 is the count. Bases loaded here for the Indians with 2 outs. Wolf at the plate. Grounds one. It's going to be a tough play, but the first baseman able to get it will step on the bag, and the Indians leave them loaded. Tough break there for ICC, but they do get 2 runs on the board. We'll head to the 7th. 6-2. Wallace with the lead. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for customer service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the 7th inning here. Get some subs in and out once again for both teams.
Yes, Martin came back in to play left field. And then, who was our other pinch runner that time? Tyree was DP, so she doesn't really have to check back in. Unless it comes back around to her bat again.
Yep, so Martin will head back to left field.
Everybody else defensively is the same. There may be some changes here at the plate.
It's been a long game. I just looked at it. Our first pitch was at 7:27. It's now 9:47.
This is Hall, the catcher. She's already smashed 1 big home run in this game.
That one pulled foul for strike 1.
She also flew out and then had a foul ball that just kind of spun into foul territory. The catcher picked up and threw her out at first.
Ground ball is going to be a foul ball. 0-2 now is the count on Hall. (0-2) is the count. 6-2 is the score. ICC gets a pair of runs there in the bottom of the 6th. We're in the 7th here. Need to continue to spark a rally, see if they might have some bottom of the 7th inning magic. As she reached out, found contact. That's impressive that she was able to make
really
contact.
Really reached out there for that one.
As that pitch was in the other batter's box, fouled it off, keeps the at-bat alive here at 0-2. Well, the Indians had bases loaded, a chance to really get something going, but couldn't find that 2-out hit. Well, that's what Wallace has done all day today. They have come up with opportune hits with 2 outs. As this ball has popped up, shortstop calling this one off now will come in and make the play, as that will go for out number 1. That's something else that we got to keep in mind here. This is the first time our team has played at home and at night, so they're really having to adjust to these lights as well.
That's true. So even this is still Carton. As a lineup comes back to the top of the order for Wallace.
Hard hit ball at the middle. That's going to go for a single. Just sitting on that first pitch, ripped it right back up the middle. A 1-out single now. As they'll just relay the ball in after, as we said, it gets out to that grass that's wet out there, so they'll relay it in and get it dried off.
This is now going to be, this is still Brandy Phillips in center field. So they did defensive substitutions and they brought their batters back. So lineup for batting is not changing, it appears.
That's a shot up the middle, a chance to turn 2 here, but loses the ball, just couldn't find it. But still gets the out, though.
Yeah, Turner was on the bag, was able to scoop it up because it came off of Cooper's glove. So I'm going to let you tell me how to score that one.
Technically, that's a fielder's choice, 4-6, because they recorded the out.
The base,
recorded the out, and then the second baseman touched the ball and basically rolled it or changed the direction of the ball to go to second. And so a break there for the Indians. You know, I say it a lot, and I'll say it again. You know, we talk about things you never see each time you come to the ballpark. That would be one of them there. Very unique out, if you will, that retires Carton. 2 outs in the inning now, and this is Wheeler at the plate. Wheeler sends this ball flying to the right side, giving chase, and an out. Well, the Indians down to their final 3 outs of the game. Do they have some magic here in the bottom of the 7th? We'll find out. But before we do that, we're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next?
So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back now as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. ICC down to their final 3 outs of the game, but can they spark a rally here in the bottom of the 7th? Adam Gore, Michael Upton bring you this action. Quadruple header today in Fulton. To say it's been a long day would be quite the understatement, but it's been a fun day.
This will be Cam Cooper, the second baseman, coming up.
Ashes swings on that first pitch and missing for strike one. 0-1 is the count here to Cooper. Looks at that pitch missing low. 1-1 now is the count here to Cooper. Cooper, Turner, and Day. If you wanted to start a rally, this would be the spot you want to do it at right here for your ICC.
You use that power at the top of the lineup.
As this pitch fouled back and out of play, 1-2 now is the count.
Kudos to the fans that are still here in the stands and then out in the parking lot. Thanks to all of you at home still watching.
See the 2 ICC men basketball
managers
here.
Yeah.
There's going to be a shot out to left field, and that's going to drop for a base hit.
You said, Adam, got to get it started with somebody. So Cooper gets her first hit today.
And that was a big one there. So a leadoff single here. And now we're back at the top of the lineup with Turner.
She's been on base 3 times today. A walk, a double, and reached on an error in the 6th. Will later score in the 6th.
So she'll dig in here trying to spark a rally for the Indians. No outs, runner at first. 6-2, Wallace with the lead. That pitch missing low for a ball. Well, you got to get them on base before you can score them. So that's the idea for ICC right now, is to get on base. 1-0 is the count here to Turner. That one in there for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
I mean, the optimist says we're only a grand slam away from tying it.
That's true. So Turner, who's played it short today, takes a healthy chop at that one, missing. 1-2 now is the count. She walked in her first at bat, doubled, and then reached on an error and eventually came around to score. There in the bottom of the 6th. So now she'll have to guard the dish with a 1-2 count. Hammers this one to the right side, and What happened?
I believe it dropped in the corner.
So it's dropped, and
because Cooper's still having to run.
Cooper's hustling.
So hold up at second and third.
Second and third, and there's time taken. And
player maybe. I'm going to pop out and look.
Yeah, if I say give it a look real quick as time on the field. We're going to take the time with them and be back with more right after this.
Davis Ford in Fulton is built on customer service. It's been a founding pillar of Davis Ford since opening our doors in 1964. We are proud to announce winning the 2022 Ford President's Award for Customer Service. Davis Ford was the only dealer in Mississippi to achieve this award, marking a record-setting 20th time. Davis Ford would like to say thank you to our valued customers. We wouldn't be here without you and your commitment to us.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
This is a place to create your future. And when you get here, you realize you're not alone. You meet new people and make connections. It's not always about knowing exactly where you're going. Sometimes it's about finding your own way. It's working together to build something bigger than ourselves. It's hard work, but lots of fun. We come for the quality education, but we leave with an unparalleled experience. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick update as the young lady from Wallace, she was running, tracking the ball down, and, of course, it got out of our screen, unfortunately, but it was a ball that was hit deep, and she ran into the fence. Pretty good speed when she hit the fence, and she was shaking up on the play. And
she's going to be okay, though.
Looks like she is going to be good. It's
still out there.
Good show of sportsmanship, though, because Indians could have easily kept running around the bases with the ball being live, but held them up and called time and got out there and checked on them as soon as they could. So hopefully she's going to be okay. It looks like we're also going to have a pitching change here for Wallace as a Guaranty Bank pitching change. So we'll take the break and be back with more right after this.
Guaranty Bank, formerly known as First American National Bank, is a proud supporter of ICC athletics. Visit gbtonline.com. Guaranty Bank. We're more than a bank, we're a community.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Here's your Little Caesar slices and sticks, half Italian cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza.
It's the world's greatest combination.
Carl?
How could you?
Sorry, PB&J. I wanted to try new things.
Oh, no. 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 No!
Have some for yourself.
Yes.
No! Get hot and ready slices and sticks for $6.99. Walk in and walk out between 4 and 8 p.m.
Pizza.
And welcome back. So we talked about, we got the Guaranty Bank pitching change here as this is Simon re-entering the game.
Correct. Number 1, Katie Simon, not to be confused with number 3, Emily Simon, who pitched in the game earlier for Wallace against Jones.
And so she will come back in here. Runners on second and third. And this is going to be Sammy Day Jones at the plate. No outs. Tying run is on deck here for the Indians. Sammy Day will dig in. And that one's going to be in there for a strike. That last hit was the second double of the day for Turner.
Been on base all 4 times.
So Day Jones will dig in here, trying to keep things rolling for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 7th, 6-2. Wallace with the lead. Runners at second and third here for ICC. That went in there for a strike. And
inside, but
yeah, Sammy Day, you can just tell by her body language, didn't like that one. So 0-2 now is the count here on Sammy. She's got a couple of singles today. Checks her swing, and they're going to appeal. She didn't go.
I didn't think so.
And the home plate umpire is not going to appeal. He's going to say she didn't go. So, yeah, the right fielder, we did get a couple of text messages. Right fielder did stay in the game. She is okay. Count goes 1-2 here to Sammy Day Jones. That pitch goes high now. 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runners at second and third. Indians trying to find a way to rally here in the bottom of the 7th. And, a late night special there, as that one looked low in the basement for ball 3, but instead called strike 3. First out of the inning, and that's just a tough luck strikeout there for Sammy Day. It's one of those, the umpires like, we've been here 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because they've been here a really long time. I did wonder earlier today if we would have the same umpires for 4 games, but so they got to switch off.
Yep. That first
midday.
pitch missing high for a ball. This is Smith at the plate. Well, that strikeout may be a lot bigger than Wallace fans realize if Smith can barrel up one here. 1-0 is the count. Runners at second and third with 1 out. That pitch comes back inside for a strike. 1-1 now is the count here on Smith.
Looking for her first hit of this game.
So Jesse will dig in. 1-1 is the count. Simon has re-entered the contest pitching here. And that one missing inside. 2-1 now is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. That is the situation here. Runners on second and third. ICC trailing 6-2. Waiting the 2-1 pitch here. And they're going to say, did she go?
They constantly want to appeal to the guy standing at shortstop, and he just looks at him like, I'm not overruling anything.
And the catcher.
The coach in the dugout wants them.
And now
he appeals, and now he's going to call the strike.
That's not going to be a good relations between the crew there, because a lot of times you should have your guys back in that situation. Because a lot of times they kind of come up and say those situations right there. You should have your home plate guys back in that situation. Didn't do so there, so that's interesting. Is Smith clearly upset on that one. Did look like she checked her swing, and as we said earlier, it's a tough position to be out there at basically playing shortstop for the umpire to call that, but he did. And so you got to adjust here. 2-2 now is the count. And that one outside. 3-2 now is the count.
You know, at the Division I level, an assistant can no longer do that and make that argument, they will get ejected. I've seen that happen in some games already this year.
So waiting the 3-2 offering here to Smith. And she fouls this one back to keep the at-bat alive here. Yeah, there's been a lot of interesting plays this season, especially on the collegiate side. Saw a big brouhaha breakup between, I think it was Lafayette and California earlier this year. Where the rain was falling and never started lightning. The umpires said play on, and California did not necessarily like it after a couple of wild pitches resulted in runs.
Yeah, that catcher could not maintain the ball once it came in.
Boy, Jesse took a healthy chop at that one, fouls it back. 3-2 is the count.
She's got just enough to stay alive there, but yeah, going for the fences on that one.
So the count will stay at 3-2 here to Jesse Smith. Runners at second and third. One out here in the bottom of the seventh. Smith pops this one up. And the first baseman giving chase, couldn't get to it. Long run, good effort. And the count will stay at 3-2 here to Smith.
Good to see the return of the once vibrant dog pound in the ICC dugout.
Yes.
Been missing that this year.
And so now the count stays at 3-2. Smith will dig in. Runners at second and third with one out. Ground ball, third baseman bobbles it, and that's going to be an error, and a run will score for the Indians. And
ICC stays alive.
E5 on the play. Runner did not advance from second. Smart that she did not try to do that, or she would have possibly got caught in a rundown. And so now with runners at first and second with one out, this should be Tyree coming to the plate. She had a single her last time up, so she's going to try to keep the magic going here for the Indians.
She is the tying run.
That pitch in there for a strike. It's up to mention she is the tying run here, so need a clutch hit here from Tyree. She started the game at DP. There's been so many changes. I don't know who's what, where, and why.
She's still at DP. She did have a pinch runner, but she's back into bat.
There's a shot, but what a great grab over at first, and then going to turn two.
Third double play of the game for Wallace to turn.
Credit Wallace there. What a great grab over at first, and then had the wherewithal to quickly zip that one over to second for the final out of the game. And ICC's rally comes up short, as that will do it. Coach Ernest is going to talk to the infield umpire here, and that's hold on, no. She's right, because the runner was out at first. Does that take away the force at second? I know it's odd to ask. I've never seen it in that situation.
I think it is a force. If there's a runner going to first, you have to move to second. You can't stay at first, can you?
But if the tag, they touched the base out at third, or at first, that got the runner out, so that eliminates the runner. So therefore, it shouldn't get the force, but they're going to say it does either way. Who knows? Rules. Either way it goes, that's going to be the final score. ICC's rally comes up short in this one by the final score of 6-3. Michael, your thoughts here on this contest? Wallace, good as advertised, but the ICC Indians didn't go quietly into the night.
No, unfortunately, the big first inning for Wallace made a difference. The home runs that they continued to hit throughout the day and all the games they played, that made the difference early. ICC did settle down, try to come back, but just not quite enough here at the end.
Well, that's going to do it for today's quadruple doubleheader. If you sat with us all day, your name is Andy Kirk. We do appreciate that. Brother Chris Burrows as well tuning in. All of our fans that tuned in from Jones as well as D-Back and Wallace State that watched here in the nightcap. We do want to wish the best of luck to Wallace State. You've got a good team. Get out there and support these girls as they're going to be working hard trying to make a push towards postseason play later on this season. Do get out and support the Lions as well. So for Raphael Henry, Cal Brown, Michael Upton, I'm Adam Gore saying so long from Fulton, as that'll do it for a long day of softball. ICC falls 5-3 in the first game of the day to DMAC. And then Jones falls 11-7 to Wallace State in the second game. And then Jones lost 1-0 in extra innings.
1-0 in 8.
To 8 innings in this final here, 6-3 in favor of Wallace State. We'll have basketball action right back here on the Red Channel tomorrow night, 5:30, 7:30 action. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Have a great evening. And as always, Roll Tribe.
Another great Saturday of college football.
You're always pushing yourself. There's no time to rest. You keep moving forward. The only thing better than your last accomplishment is your next.
What's next? What's next?
What's next? So, Allie, what's next?
I guess we'll see.
Find a bank that's as excited about your future as you are. A bank that asks,
What's next?
Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.